Hi, today I'm going to discuss with you on the transmission of COVID-19. And this is what virus caused rapid recent epidemic of Wuhan pneumonia. And the transmission of the virus is very, very important point because in order to control the epidemic of virus infection, you've got to block the transmission of the virus. So you need to understand how this virus transmits from different pathways. And we know that initially this virus is transmitted from animal to human. And I think this process was not 1 day or 2 days. It must be a long-term interaction between human and animal. And the virus gets into a human, then gradually adapt to grow in the human. Many generations gradually get the capacity to infect human, and also get high capacity to replicate in the human. This is the way. So now we know that the virus transmits between human to human. And the virus also through humans spread to all over the world. And also, of course, the virus can be transmitted to other animals. And this is really tough topic now. So today we're going to just have a look how this virus was transmitted. And that would provide us, for everyone we live in the daily life, how to everyone try your best to block this virus transmission. Do what you can. And first of all, let's look at this map. This is actually travel map. Again, as mentioned earlier, that this virus, which caused such a huge rapid epidemic, and so everything's right time, right everything. And the most important is that the virus just adapt to grow in the human, and then come to rural New Year's. The millions or hundreds of millions of people was traveling around the world. First of all, it is estimated that 500 million people was travel out of Wuhan city. So these 500 people which carry the virus, first of all, go to China, but as estimate that 60,000 Wuhanese, just people from Wuhan, the epidemic center, they were traveling internationally. So first of all, they travel to, this is the city, Wuhan, and they travel to Europe. And from Europe, the people, they continue to travel to America and all the surrounding countries and travel back. And also people can directly travel to America. And from here, they transfer to all different cities, all over the world. So right now, it's no any doubt the virus is spread everywhere in the world. And how severe this transmission can be is really beyond anyone's prediction. We just can try our best to identify the potential source of transmission after so long to trace the virus. So we get some very, very worrisome characteristics of this disease. One is important is that incubation time. Right now, if we quarantine people, we just quarantine 14 days. But this report that some people can have 24 days. So you see that one people have the virus that can easily transmit to many people. So this is one challenge. Another challenge is that recent studies show that people which have no any symptoms of the disease, can carry this virus. And the virus that carry can infect surrounding people. And the people actually get disease. He is safe, he's healthy, knowing disease signs. But this virus come from this carry can spread to other people and cause others to get illness. So it looks like the transmission, the social transmission is really, really hard to control at this stage. And when you look at this map, you can see these people from Wuhan. They already went to everywhere. Right? As I mentioned earlier, and the Chinese government really made one mistake, that they don't control this virus spread in the early stage. And they actually just take measure on January 23rd. But the Lunar New Year is 25th, so all the people want to leave the Wuhan city already left. So they already carried the virus to all over the country, all over the world. So no doubt that this virus is going to with us for a long time. But how serious this epidemic is hard to say. One good thing is that actually this virus causes not so severe diseases, and it's more like a general flu or severe flu. And if you have a good immunity, maybe most people can fight all this virus infection and get over easy. And the worry of this transmission, and this is actually have some data to support this. And this just shows that, of course, this just the table, which is an updated table from today, February 16, 2020. Of course, the most cases is still in China. More than 8,000 cases, and new cases still every day have 2,000. And the worrisome thing here is that there's an increase in Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong, the surrounding city where the Chinese people travel there more, especially in Japan. And like today, they have increased 76 cases. Now they have identified cases of 414. So I mentioned that because Japan, they take some measure, but people, so before this quarantine, a lot of Chinese people already went to Japan. They already carried the virus, and the virus were everywhere. And if we count this before January 20 as first generation, and take incubation time as 14 days. So this kid, now today's February 16, so there are already 3 generations. That means the virus passed 3 people. Third or fourth generation. Generally speaking, the virus will get stronger and stronger because after 1 generation, the virus get more happy in the human body. So each generation gains some capacity to replicate. Actually, the virus replicating in human also kind of selection process. Only the strongest virus can get out. So if the virus can survive make one people sick, and this virus must be strong. And such virus then be transmitted from here to other people. So they already went through at least several generations of selection in the human and get the virus stronger and stronger. And that's a challenge for us. But I hope that every country can take measures to control this disease, and that still have chance. But the virus is everywhere. The transmission is undoubtedly among people and also among people and humans. So what is the mode of transmission of the virus? And that we know there's no doubt this direct contact is most, right now this is very obvious. Usually you see this. Many doctors get sick because they have direct contact with people. And in one family, if one gets sick, and the entire family also gets sick. And for example, if I get sick, when I talk, each talk I will give out a droplet or 40,000 droplets. And if I have in the peak of infection period, in one of my droplets maybe have 1,000 virus. So that means each speak I will give out millions of virus. We know that they just need one virus to infect a people. The reason is that this is a new virus. The human population never meets such virus. So any people, all the population, they don't have any defense mechanism to against this virus. So the virus get into your cells, there's no any defense. They just like replicate and quickly. And because it takes time for the human body to build up such kind of defense against this specific virus, it takes several days. And the signs that we have defenses, if we get fever, and this is a sign that the immune system comes to fight against the virus. But in the early stage, our defense system don't know the virus. We don't have no any defense. We just start to mobilize the immune system against the virus. And as mentioned, that now they have indirect factors for this transmission of the virus. And if I sick, or if I'm the carrier, I carry the virus, but I'm not sick. I walk along, I sneeze, every sneeze give out 40,000 droplets. And that each droplet have 1,000 virus that would be everywhere on my clothes, on my hands. Then I go to shopping, I touch everything. So in this and all my clothes, all my shopping cart would have some kind of virus. And then other people come, they touch it, and they carry the virus. So the airborne. And also the vehicle-borne means that anything can be contact with the virus, can be the vehicle for the virus to transmit, like food we eat. If we share, I have infected, I share food with other people. Because we share the food and share this utensil, and that can be water and anything have a chance to contact virus from my body into everyone. As I mentioned, when it mentioned that originally this virus may be transmitted from animal to human. Now to come back, some people may go into contact with wild animal like penguin, snake, rabbit, mouse, or anything, any animal. So, and the virus, because we don't have very good control in the early stage of the transmission, so now it's become big challenge for public health. And the virus is already everywhere in the world, and they can transmit it to anyone in the world. And also the virus then also have the potential to interact with other coronavirus. And this chance that the virus can become super bad to get some more characteristics. become super bad. But finally, we can control this disease. We take a lot of public health efforts to control it. But this virus will, I think, not like SARS or other coronavirus, that because it's, the transmission is limited. But in this case, this virus is already past this local stage, so now it goes to internationally. So the virus is everywhere. That is chance that have the possibility to become flu virus. Maybe we can going to have seasonal, and it's likely that women every year during this time we have this potential coronavirus infection. But no one knows. This is a challenge for us. We're going to see in the future what happens to this virus. And this also biggest challenge for us. Even so, right now this virus just killed about less than 2,000 people. As everyone knows that actually the influenza virus this year killed, in America, killed more than 10,000 people. But we know the characteristics of influenza virus. And we know everything. We have vaccine. And also, we know that by the end of this winter, and this influenza infection will die down, and it will start next year. But for this virus, we don't know. We don't know it will be die down by the end of this May or end of June, because I know this new virus. We need to wait and see. And anyhow, hope everyone have a nice day, and try to protect yourself and do part of your effort to prevent this transmission of the virus. And or again, the personal hygiene, and it's most important. So you try to avoid to go to public places, especially in this season, epidemic season, and also to have a good hygiene. And nothing keep yourself fit. And it looks like that only old people can get this disease. So if you have strong immunity, you're in good shape. You can have the capacity to use your own immune system to against this disease. And good luck to everyone, and see you in my next video.